football, but they can also run it very well, too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the 7th overall pick in 2018 from Wyoming. It's Josh Allen.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win? Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Quan Alexander in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Here's Allen to throw it.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Now Austin. "34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the play fake, here's Trubisky. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Now it's Trubisky. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, look now at the starters defensively for the Broncos. They've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
To throw again on 2nd down. Trubisky completes it to the tight end, Kittle. 12 yards there and a 1st down. In last week's game for Kittle, there are the numbers. 4 catches, 58 yards, and a score.
You think the head coach and the offensive coordinator are able to pull the earplugs out now? Because all week, all they heard was...
And he hauls it in in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Chris Godwin, his 6th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point good by Catanzaro. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
And Denver getting set to take the field. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 58 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Here's Carson. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Alert, alert, alert.
Now it's Carson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
To the air, Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quan Alexander in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22 and a half set in 2001. And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Play action. It's Trubisky. This one complete to Coleman. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Let's go. Right there. 18.
They go play action with Trubisky. He'll air this one toward Coleman. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. They go play action. Trubisky. This is Coleman with a grab. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
Julio Jones there to make the grab. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
When you give up a long touchdown drive, you're looking for a silver lining. In this case, it's the fact that your offense had a chance to rest, and now they can come out in the field charged up and ready to go.
Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. On play action, Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quan Alexander getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Austin. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Here's Trubisky. Completes it to Coleman.
Get ready, get ready.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Man open, that's Robert Foster, complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Robert Foster, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10. As opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. On Play action. Allen. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had to read, figured out.
That's caught inside the 20. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
Open man, and again it's Sutton. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
They'll try to run with Carson. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Well, I don't even have to stretch for this one. This is 4-down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the 4th quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3 here.
No, if you do that, you might as well go ahead and fold up on this one, but I don't think they're built like that.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Well, you're down there really close, but just 2nd quarter here. What are you doing?
Well, I know that your offense is looking at the sideline saying, let's go for it, but reluctantly, take them off the field, bring out the field goal kicker. A lot of time left in this game. Get 3 points on the board and go back to work.
Yeah, and you're within striking distance. It's not like you're down 30. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Getting set to go again on offense. We get a peek at Julio Jones now. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise, he can really decimate him.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. Play action. Now Trubisky. Got an open man. It's Foster. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this, or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Looking to throw again, Trubisky. He will find his receiver, Pettis, for a 49ers touchdown. Dante Pettis, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. Here the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Extra point good by Catanzaro. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive, making his presence felt. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. The Broncos on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. So the shotgun snap to Allen. It's hauled in by Dodson. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
I'm going back to you. I'm going back to you.
This quick pass complete to Sutton. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from game. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quan Alexander in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Allen hit. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of the defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Now Allen, that's complete to Jake Butt. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw, it's Allen. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Throwing again on second down. Allen, he finds his man Johnson. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 27-yard line. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Second and 10 now from the 27. And here's Allen. Going to throw again. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one. He's got Jake Butt as tight end. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's fourth down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And his kick is good. Not by much. It was leaking oil in the end, but he tucks it in the bottom right corner. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Offense.
They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard, but it's tough to simulate game speed in practice, and that often runs you into a penalty.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And boy, again, they won't get this off in time.
Offense.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Final play of the half. It's Trubisky. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. So we've reached halftime here on Christmas Day. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. And for them right now, not a done deal. So they are holding down one of the final wild card spots. And with 2 weeks to go, there are others kind of nipping at their heels a bit.
And imagine what the talk has been all week within their locker room. And it's really, let's rely on ourselves because they could get help and still get to the playoffs. But who wants that? Go out, win the game, take care of things yourself, and then you don't have anything else to worry about.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Off the edge, the sack by Matt Ioannidis. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
He'll let it go deep for Foster. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing here, Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
to me the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. Here comes the 49ers punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
That's a gain of 3. It's third and 7.
Throwing is Allen on third. He completes this to Sutton. Still fighting for more. And he will finally go out of bounds, but not before he takes it down to the 25. A huge play there for Denver, and even 40 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They run again with Carson, and there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a third down and 6. Here's Allen. And that will be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
So out comes the field goal team once more. From the left hash, this from 37. And his kick here is good. And that'll put us within 3 scores as it becomes now a 23-point game. Another 3 on the board. He's been the lone bright spot. That's now 4 field goals.
If this offense had finished a few drives, we'd be looking at a different complexion to this ball game, because right now, the trade is really wrong for them, isn't it? They're trading field goals while the other team's scoring touchdowns. That's not going to work.
The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A good start to the drive. That's caught out on the left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They go play action. Trubisky. It's caught by Coleman. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 20-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. And that's going to leave him with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back.
18.
Play action. It's Trubisky. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Brown 80. 51 to Mike.
Now Allen off the bootleg. Oh, he stays up. Oh, fighting off the defender. And this will be incomplete.
I'd love to know what he's saying in the huddle now to his guys up front, because it's been a steady stream of pressure on him this entire game. That time, able to avoid the sack, but he's got to talk to his offensive line and say, guys, just a couple seconds extra, please.
And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively. To him and keep him short of the first.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Trubisky now, perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Here's Trubisky to throw. That's caught. It's Coleman. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They go play action with Trubisky. That escapes the sack. Now Trubisky lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. So hold the phone here, Charles. I've kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
Allen going to throw, and he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're right back out there after watching the fumble go the other way. Still in control of this game, but that needs to serve as a wake-up call because they're not in the clear yet.
No, the message should be clear that fortunes can change pretty quickly when you turn the ball over. You've got to take care of it, otherwise that lead could slip away quickly.
25 yards that time. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. Here's Trubisky. Completes it to Coleman. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Trubisky. And it's complete. In the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Chris Godwin with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
Trubisky's pass complete to Chris Godwin. Touchdown, San Francisco.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So the Broncos coming out now. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter don't exist, guys. He don't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it. All right? So
Josh Dotson, 30, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Josh Dotson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos get a bit closer. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This will be fielded at the 6. Oh, good footwork. And he loses the football a second time. And that one is his 2nd fumble loss. Not a good look out of your return man.
And not only does he hurt the momentum for his team or even change momentum of the game, but now they've got a decision to make on his own sideline. Does he continue to do that? Do you keep him in that role, or do you bring someone else in at this time?
Now this one complete to Robert Foster. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play there for the Niners. 53 yards. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin, and it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing deep here for Coleman, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Now it's Trubisky. And no, it's incomplete.
Here we go. Here we go.
And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing it.
Allen hit. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point good by Catanzaro. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. He's north of 150 yards in this game. He's been doing his thing, hasn't he?
That he has, and he's been enjoying himself. And it's the type of game that you get locked into a pretty good groove. May not be record-shattering, but it's the type of game that if you accumulate that throughout a season, you can be one of the top receivers in the game.
See how much they incorporate him here on this drive. Allen's throw is complete, and he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Throwing now is Allen, and nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Byron Murphy, the one who got a hand in to knock it away. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. On the delay, here's Carson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. To throw on third down, Allen. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent. And now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Here's second and 10 now from about the 32. Play action. Now Trubisky. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, Because here we are in
Season
December,
of giving.
right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Throwing on first down is Allen. Got a man. That's complete to Hamilton. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on second and inches. Draw play. This is Carson, and he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. Allen now on first down. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be second down. And the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's second and 10. Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down.
We got 4.
Allen going to go on fourth down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Carl Nassib able to record his 5th sack of the season. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. Second and 24. He'll let it go deep for Foster. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. Oh, Trubisky going to throw. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Robert Foster, his 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the 49ers defense gets ready here as they trot back out there. They haven't had their A game, but I guess because of their offense, they haven't really needed their A game, Charles.
No, they have not. They've done what they've had to do today, which is protect a pretty big lead. But it hasn't been the best day in terms of stuffing people and really shutting down an offense. Maybe one last possession, they can actually get that accomplished.
It's been fun for you and I to watch this shootout, though.
It's almost like someone fired a starter's pistol, and they've been going ever since.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3. Now Allen. Johnson's got it complete. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. Here's Allen on first and 10. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So second and inches after that first down completion. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. The first down line at the 34 here on third down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 13 yards there and a Niner first.